morning, YouTube family. I sound funny today, and if some of you have noticed, I've been missing in action. I've been putting out some of the videos that I've had on the shelf. Just this occasion, I have been sick for 2 weeks. This is my second week. I'll be 2 weeks on Monday of this week, and today is Saturday. I came down with COVID almost 2 weeks ago. It's not as bad as I would have thought it would have been. Just to give you guys an idea of COVID and me. One of the things about me when I get sick, and that's been, I have not had a cold, a flu, or anything in more than 6 years. And one of the reasons for that is I'm not around people. So, when I do get sick, I usually get sick and I'm down for the count because I guess it's payback and catch up. But anyways, 2 weeks ago I came down with COVID, and I know it's probably different for a lot of people, but for me, the old regular flu that we've had since the beginning of time made me a lot sicker than COVID has. You know, knock on wood, hopefully I don't get any sicker after saying something like that, but I feel a little bit better today. I haven't been able to drink coffee in the 2 weeks. Everything just tastes terrible, especially coffee, for whatever reason. So you guys know from watching my videos that that's probably one of the biggest things that's hanging me up right now, is not being able to have coffee. So today I had a half a cup of coffee. So that was pretty good. But what I've been doing, I've been coming up here. I can't sit day in and day out, no matter how I feel. You guys know from watching these videos, I am generally a pretty busy person. With you know, building up Beaver Creek and taking care of the Rustic log cabin, all of that stuff. But what I've been doing, I haven't come up every day, but after every couple of days when I've had enough, then I come up here into the reloading room and just putter, whatever. You know, you got to do something. You know, I just can't sit in a chair like that day after day. So what I've been doing, I've been working on this little pistol. Is my wife's pistol. So I've been working up some loads for this little pistol. Working them up because this was a Christmas gift that I gave to her last Christmas for Christmas, and she really loves it. So this week I've made 50 bullets for it, so that I can shoot it, test them, put it through all the testing up at the shooting range, and then give it to her and give her a fistful of bullets, and then she'll be all set with this little pistol. So that's what I've been doing in my spare time, outside of sitting in the chair and watching TV. But as far as, like I said, the COVID, I've had really bad flus in the past that actually put me in the hospital years ago, and this has been nothing like the flu. I've had the flu, you know. I know this is a conversation that, boy, everybody's got an opinion on this one, but I've had the flu that was a lot worse than COVID, because I have not had fever, stuff like that, and I'm probably different for everybody, but in my case, I haven't been able to breathe that good, headache, stiff neck, all of that, but no fever to speak of. I had a small fever at the very beginning, you know, like a one-night deal where my fever was just a little bit high, but I have not had the fever the whole 2 weeks that I've been sick, and I've had flus that just plain knocked you down on the ground and wouldn't let you get back up. So that's been my experience with the COVID bug, and I just want to get to the other side of it. My wife had COVID also, and she came right out of it really quick. She tested positive on Saturday, and by Friday of the next week, she was doing very well, and still is doing well. I thought there for a while that she was going to get sicker, because it seemed like she was talking like I'm talking, basically just, you know, losing my voice and stuff. But it hasn't seemed to affected her that way. So thank God for that. The last thing she needs is one more thing to knock her down and everything else while she's on all this medication for cancer treatment. So, but outside of that, I'm still here. Wanted to let you guys know that. I know a couple of you have noticed some of my videos are the ones that are from last winter, and that's because I have a couple on the shelf for occasions like this when I'm sick. So, but today I've got 50 rounds for this little pistol. And if you don't know what this little pistol is, this is a 380 Ruger LCP #2, and this is a beautiful little gun. I mean, if you look how small it is, this thing holds 7 rounds, 6 in the clip and one in the cylinder. And I shot this a week ago for the first time. I built, because we hadn't had any bullets for it, so I made 5 bullets for this, and then took it out. I've got a little shooting place down back. I went down and I shot 5 rounds, saved the casing so I could look at them and make sure. That's what you do when you're building bullets. You look at the casing and make sure there's no problems. There was no problems, but I was really impressed with this gun. This thing has got some power for as small as it is, and that's why I got it from my wife. She wanted a very small one for her concealed carry, and that's what we came up with. So I'm very happy now to be able to give it to her with some bullets. But that's a 380 Ruger, and I don't remember what I gave for it. It wasn't an enormous amount of money, but I think that's the time we live in. She has never ever carried a gun in her life, never even wanted a gun like me. She's just always been around them because she married someone that owns rifles and shotguns and all that. But with the country as crazy as it was during the COVID epidemic, and now with everything just kind of being all screwed up, she said, I want a pistol. So we got her a pistol. She took a pistol course. She also took her concealed weapons class. So she is a card-carrying concealed weapons permit holder, which shocks the daylights out of me because she has never shown an interest in any of these rifles, shotguns, or anything. So, but I guess that's the time that we live in. So I bought her a gun, I build her bullets, and I take her to the shooting range, and she practices right alongside of me, and that's a pretty nice thing to do. So, and we do the same thing. I got a couple other family members the same way that did the exact same thing. You know, we've been married 40 years. People in her side of the family have never been around guns, but with everything that was going on the last 2 or 3 years, I got family members that called up and wanted advice and wanted to know where to get guns and bullets and all that kind of stuff. So it might be simmering down now, but I'm not the kind that says, well, maybe we ought to back off. I'm not sure that we're out of the woods yet. So I want my family and I want my wife to be able to take care of herself if she ever finds herself in that situation. So, and I think this is just the right piece for her. I do have bigger ones for home defense that you don't have to conceal. So I do have her shooting also a 357, which is a beautiful piece, and she loves it. She just doesn't want to lug it around. But I think for at home self-defense, she can stick that in her night drawer, and boy, you wouldn't want to look down the barrel at midnight with it, that's for sure. Because she's not a bad shot. I've got a niece that's a great shot. I've got a sister-in-law that's a great shot. So women can really shoot, especially if you give them the right piece of hardware. So anyways, but I wanted to touch bases with you guys today. Just let you know that I'm still alive and kicking. And I should be back on track here another week or so, hopefully. I'm locked and loaded for heading up to the cabin. I'm going to spend a lot of time up there this winter. So it's just a matter right now getting back on top of things and all of that. So anyways, thank you all for all of your kind wishes. I've been getting emails and comments and everybody wishing me and my wife good health. So thank you all for that. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all the prayers you guys have been sending our way. So I won't say let's have a sip of coffee, but I will say, hey, have a sip of juice with me. I don't know if I said it in this video, but I haven't been able to drink coffee in 2 weeks. Same thing with eating. My eating has been more of a cereal-based diet, just because everything tastes so bad, and when it goes down my throat, it kind of feels like sandpaper. So a bowl of cereal kind of goes down easy, keeps me satisfied. But I'll be glad to get back on the coffee. So, hey, I'll see you next week.